and take care of that. If surgeons don't want to operate, you have no choice but the black salve. The problem with this is the removal of this will only cause more problems. The other negative thing here, and not to get negative, but is the removal of the lymph nodes. When you have, cells use lymph nodes as septic tanks. And when you remove them, it's just like removing a septic tank at your house, and you still use and flush your toilet. I guarantee it won't take too long, then you'll be moving out of your house. And you'll be wanting a septic tank back real bad. So this is part of the problem. If you're getting a tumor on the other side of the lymph nodes, that's very problematic and might cause you to need to use black salve off and on for, for a while in your life, and hopefully grow back new lymph nodes. But I'd really get total raw, don't mess around, get total raw, and then move up to total fruit, and then maybe just go into a mono grape diet for 10, 20, 30, 40 days. Look at James, 40 days out. A lot of you done 40-day grape fast. This is what it takes when you're this involved lymphatically. Get the GI broom, work on the gut, work on the kidneys, work on the adrenals, get on the lymph system, dear, and get this opened up and get yourself out of pain, or you're going to find it growing right into the bone. So, Lori, you get your butt in gear and get this out of there, dear one. We'll help you. We're here to help. This is Seminoles fan 30 Canada, artificial heart valve, blood thinners, and interstitial cystitis. Well, now you guys are really familiar with interstitial. Interstitial simply means around the cells. Itis means acidosis, or their word inflammation. Oh, let's see, what causes inflammation? Is inflammation the problem? No, that's the immune response. No, it's acidosis that's the problem. And so this is why the artificial valves and everything else is what acids are doing to you, my friend. So detoxify yourself. Get your butt in gear, get the kidneys, fix why you had to have valves replaced in the first place. You might also perk up the parathyroid gland in your case and strengthen up connective tissue. Might be helpful in that way. Let me see. Particularly, what can't be cured? I don't know what he's talking about. Interstitial cystitis can't be cured? Oh, give me a friggin' break. Yeah, that would be, if someone can't cure interstitial cystitis, I consider them on a low on the totem pole in terms of physicians. And I wonder how many fit down there. A few, because people have to have a remedy. And the trouble is, you have to realize where the remedy lies. And the remedy always lies when you address causative factors, not effects. The treatment of symptoms never cures. Coumadin causes artificial heart valves. Well, if you eat a good raw food diet, particularly a lot of fruits, berries, and melons, you'll keep that blood nice and perfect, blood cells separated, whole, complete, healthy, full of enzymes. Your blood will be perfect. No need to take rat poison. I mean Coumadin. HIV, and I've commented this before, HIV and AIDS are very, very, and I want to use the word curable in the sense of a non-disease, because we're not looking this as a disease. All the past look at things as diseases because, one, they can treat them legally, and two, it's just that they don't understand causative factors. So we're talking culturing medium when we're talking viruses, remember that. With viruses, though, it's not so much culturing mediums as is damaged cells. The more you weaken more of these acids in your body, damage cells. And it doesn't matter if you call it HIV, it doesn't matter if you call it hepatitis, it doesn't matter if you call it Epstein-Barr, it doesn't matter what viral load you have. It really doesn't. It only matters when cells are weakened, and then remember the law of nature. The strong survive, the weak are consumed. And that's what viruses are for. You know what? We always blame that which we blame God. It's like I was talking about yesterday. Here's a magician. Over here's where he wants you to look, but over here's where he's doing his trick. And that's what you guys have to do, is get your view off of the medical doctor smoke screens and go look at reality. That's what's important, is that man stop now and look at truth and reality, no matter how hard it hurts, no matter how bad it affects the economy or anything else, because in the long run, everything will correct itself. This way, there's nothing for the future. Nothing. No hope, death, despair. That filters right on into the World Bank, the crashing of the world systems, the World Health Organization trying to get half of the people off the planet at least. They've said 90%, but you're rest assured they're trying to get rid of half the people off the planet. And you see that. You see that the United Nations doesn't care. This Serbian jerk can kill all these people he wants. No one seems to really care. But then later, genocide. The people make me sick. Homo sapiens on this planet sure need a lot of colonics to get their bowels cleaned up so they can start thinking and feeling, get that love moving. These HIVs, what are they going to do with them? So this is for you guys on Facebook. What are you going to do with an HIV case? Same thing you're going to do with a cirrhosis or a high liver hep C case? Is it going to be the same thing you're going to do for cancer? Now don't tell them, but absolutely. That's how simple this is, and you will win every time. There's no reason anybody should ever die of AIDS. Never. Unless they're just so far down that road. And just what you said, the drugs are extremely toxic and extremely expensive. There was the Minister of Health, I think it was Cambodia's, where I had a little 3 or 5-year-old missionaries adopted her and then came in here and told me that they'd found that she had had AIDS. So we cleaned her up of AIDS. And there was some kind of epidemic going on in her community over there, and I can't remember what it was. It was killing several babies. And the Minister of Health was making a tour of the village, and they met with the Christian missionaries. And they said, well, your little girl's not even sick. She said, oh, no. She had AIDS here, but she doesn't have it anymore. He said, what? So he was so excited that he offered to donate a bunch of land for a healing center to deal with AIDS. Now, I never heard anything else about that, but I thought that was pretty cool. It's like the Presidente of the Dominican. We helped cure his wife of pancreatic cancer, so he said, I'll give you the dictator's mansion. So we all flew down there and tried to get to the dictator's mansion, the old dictator's mansion. It was too rough at the time. It was before the new airport was in and everything. It was kind of rough down there. Pretty toxic, though. No catalytic converters. The big city there, that just burnt you to breathe. So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to clean the body out and strengthen the cells that comprise it. This is how simple health is. We make such a big deal out of something that's very simplistic. Clean the body out of all the acids, neurotoxins, excitotoxins, all the heavy metals, all the crap, and strengthen the cells that comprise it. I don't think there's anything more simplistic than that. And you guys are getting it. I love it. You guys are going to be a power to be reckoned with, and I respect every one of you that's stepping up to the plate and giving of yourself. You have probably no idea how powerful that is to the whole universes of God, because when you guys are channeling and giving love, it isn't just doing it here at this level. You're doing it on all levels. Remember, you're a multifaceted being. So when you're giving love, it's emanating from your highest self down to through your bodies. And that's pretty cool. If I opened the heal-all caps and put them in coconut oil and made a cream or salve of it, would those loose have powder topically? Yeah, you could do that, definitely. Can do that topically. Absolutely. Breaking it down a little bit by warming it into a tea and then using those grounds that are a little moist would also be good too. Breaking them down just a little to release some of their properties. You could probably do it real thick, like 1 teaspoon per cup of water, no more than 2 cups, and get that real thick. And even mix it with the coconut oil or kind of simmer it down with that, not getting it too hot. But even with the heat, boy, these herbs really kick butt. Organic Superman, appreciate you, bro. Thanks for all your comments here. Took me 10 years to realize that mainstream healthcare. I know. I tell you what, some people just are naive, and I understand that, and I appreciate that. Unfortunately, in today's world, one cannot live and be naive. We all have to get street smart because of just what's going on out there. And some of you are witnessing as we go through here all these cases. And as I'm trying, I'm going to try, as we get enough questions answered here, to bring in some cases or film some cases while we're doing them. And if I can get permission and we can film some cases, I'll show you how I interact with the cases. And hopefully through this span of time, you'll see the befores and afters of these cases. And that's what I'd like to do. You're witnessing one now, which I met her yesterday in an appointment. The young lady with the MS walking now. But matter of fact, they denied her her disability because she was so muscular and looking good. But this is how it is, and I'd like to show you all a lot of befores and afters. And you're hearing a lot of you guys that are going through this, what you're going through, and how you're coming out on the other side. And I love that. It's just very powerful. And I haven't seen anything. I've seen things that just so awesome. You can't believe the body can re-straighten itself, grow tissue that wasn't there, grow tissue that was there but removed. I mean, it's fascinating. I don't know where the top of it is, which is kind of cool. And I think that everyone should be excited about that because these levels are fantastic for the Homo sapien race, because before, man's pretty much in despair. There's no hope. Governments have gotten so corrupt, and all the rich people run things. Well, just because you're rich doesn't mean you're smart. And that's obvious when you look at what's going on here in this country and some of these poor other countries that are suffering with financial problems. I love the fact that Greece, I think it was Greece, isn't it, that's getting rid of the euro dollar? That ought to be real interesting. I'm excited because countries have to go back to their own currencies, get rid of this World Bank dominance, and we're going to control everything, and we're going to run the markets, these egotistical son of a bitches. People always think they know better. This is forgiven. 1. I have seen many circulatory formulas that contain cayenne pepper. And he's asking about jalapenos. You know what? I'm not really into either one. I only use cayenne pepper simply and I'm very organic only. As low of heat units as I can get, 20,000, 25,000, just to do a little dilation, because I like it better than, let's say, niacin or niacinamide, because it has the flavonoids and everything else for vascular strength. But too much pepper is going to irritate mucosa and create mucus. But you could do a slight bit of jalapeno, because they also have high flavonoids and stuff. I can't handle anything hot. I just can't handle anything hot. It's too hard on my body. I can't handle pungent things. My daddy was cured of chronic lymphocytic leukemia. Just had a case in here yesterday. She shouldn't be too long getting hers cleaned up. Her white blood cells are not that high, and I'd rather see high white blood cells than low, dear ones. And then it came back. Well, of course it came back. And I love your emphasis on cured. I know when people go under chemo and stuff and then their diagnosis cured, I get the cringe, because it gives these poor people false hope that they're cured, and then it comes back. This is the problem again, treating effects. And treating, I think that anybody that uses an acid to treat an acid condition either needs to lose their license or spend some time in the moose cow meditating on now not to hurt people, and have a little chemistry lesson there to caboot. The destruction of cells is not the answer to a destruction of cells.